You check the scales and instead of gaining weight, you have actually lost weight. My name is Ruben and I have over 5 years of experience in the gym. And today I'm going to explain to you how you can gain weight, because I was just like you. 1 year ago, I was in the exact same position as you are now. I was bulking, and I remember stepping onto the scales and checking the weight. And what I found was I had actually lost weight. I was on a bulk, but I'd actually lost weight. And this meant that people were beginning to catch up to me. They were starting to get quite big, puberty's hitting, they're getting taller. And I was skinnier. I weighed less than most people. And when people asked how much I weighed, they couldn't believe it. They thought I weighed so much more. And this really started to mentally drain me. It started to culminate into a negative spiral. People were saying I was skinny. Obviously, they were taking the piss, but I took it very seriously. And it wasn't until I started bulking up and tracking my calories, cutting down cardio, and actually putting more attention to it. It wasn't until I focused on bulking primarily, it wasn't until I applied certain methods until I actually started to gain weight and I gained back some superiority and felt better about myself. Why do you think a skinny guy is skinny? Because he doesn't eat enough. He doesn't eat enough food. He doesn't consume enough calories, proteins, carbs, and fats. That's the scientific answer and the logical answer. But a skinny guy doesn't eat enough food. When he says he's full, it's actually below what his body needs. So when his mind thinks he's full, his body actually needs more. So instead of eating what he needs to eat, he stops short of that and he eats less. And that's what happened to me. I thought I was eating fucking loads of food. And when I started tracking my calories, what I found was I wasn't eating nothing. I was eating like 2,000 calories, which I actually need 3,000 calories just to maintain my weight. So I was eating 1,000 calories less than I actually needed to maintain my weight. Now I eat over 4,000 calories a day, which means I was actually eating 2,000 calories less than I actually needed to bulk. So just because your mind says that you're full and that you've eaten a lot doesn't mean you actually have eaten a lot. You likely have not. So track your calories and track them as accurately as you can. To do this, get a scales. Get a scale. If you're living with your parents like me, you can literally just, if they don't have a scale, guess what? You can buy them a birthday present. There you go, scales. I'm fucking giving you a great birthday present for your mom or dad or for Christmas or whatever. Get them scales, get them a present, and start tracking your calories. Because if you do this accurately, you're going to find that you're not eating enough and you need to eat more, which will lead you to finding that you're sick of eating food because you eat the same foods. What you've done is you've eaten more of the same foods. And do you think if you ate more of the same foods, would you get sick of them? Yes, because you're eating the exact same food you ate before, but now you have to eat even more of them, probably double the amount. So what you'll find is after a few weeks or a few days, or even one day, you're sick of that food and you just hate food. So we call this the palate effect, which essentially means, when you're a kid, you have your dinner and you think, fuck that, I don't want this anymore, I want a dessert. And your parents are like, fuck's sake, eat your food. And they force it into you and then they give you a dessert. The reason why you can't eat any more food is because you're sick of the taste. It's the palate effect. Once you've gotten sick of eating your dinner as a kid, you need a dessert. That's why kids need dessert, to mix it up. So that is what you need. You need more variety of food. And to get more variety of food, you can eat peanut butter, you can have oats, you can have Cocoa Pops, you can have loads of different things. If you want to learn more about diet, especially when bulking, check out the course, the Aesthetic Body course for teens. If you want to look fucking good for summer, this is not really doing me too well, but if you want to look good for summer, get a load of bitches, feel good about yourself, just go to the first link in the description. It's currently a pre-sale, which means it's not as expensive as it will be in a few weeks because there's not as much content in the course. But obviously it's coming. I'm not a fucking scammer. But get it now because it's honestly the cheapest it will ever be. It's like 20 quid. $20, £20, I don't remember, €20, fuck knows. But get it because it's going to be $200-300 in a few weeks. So save yourself the money because you're going to buy it anyway if you're a teenager. And also 20 quid, mate. Your parents can give you that in allowance. Just eat like nothing for a month. You'll be alright. It's okay. But you need to track your weight every week, because what I found was, sorry, my brain's a bit fucked. What I used to do was I used to track my weight every single week, every week. So it was every Sunday I would track my weight, or every Monday I would track my weight. And what I found was my weight would fluctuate fucking massively. I would be like, what the fuck? I've lost 4 kilos in a week. What the fuck's happened here? And looking back on it, I look like a complete retard, because you need to have that focus, the law of attraction. You need to focus. What you focus on, you attract. So focus on every aspect of your fitness journey, the gym, your diet, your weight, everything. And what I found was my weight would fluctuate heavily each week. And that's because your weight fluctuates up to 2 kilos per day. So you could be like 70 kilos today, and tomorrow you could be 68. And then you could be 66. And then you've lost 10 kilos. It's like, what the fuck happened there? So you need to track your weight every single day. Every day. Because your weight is the average of the last few days. And if you don't know what your weight is today, then it doesn't matter what you weighed on Sunday, because it's a completely fucking different day. You're going to weigh a completely different weight. So just as a YouTuber would track their subscribers, you have to track your weight. A YouTuber wants to grow their channel. You want to grow on your fitness journey. You want to get bigger. So to get bigger, you're going to have to consciously track your weight. This is why YouTubers set goals. Oh, we're going to get to 100k this month. I've got on my fucking wall, I want to be 74 kg by the end of the week. I'm almost at that goal. I'm 73.9 today. Tomorrow, I guarantee I'll be 74. I've ticked that goal. Last week it was 73. I want to be 73 by the end of the week, and I hit it on the Sunday. You need to be consciously thinking about this and tracking it as you would any other goal. But you can grow attachment to it. What I found was I would grow attachment to it. I'd be, oh fuck, I've lost 0.2 of a kilo. I'm a skinny bitch. I'd be fucking checking myself in the mirrors. Oh, I'm so skinny. What you'll find is you're going to fluctuate. Like I said, you can fluctuate up to 2 kilos per day. I'm not slagging you off. 2 kilos, whatever. Dose, whatever the fuck you want it. But 2 kilos per day. 2 kilos per day is massive. Now, obviously, it's not going to be that extreme, but it can be. You know, you didn't eat that much the day before, and you played football with the boys. You're a kilo lighter. Now, a lot of that will be water weight, but you've still lost weight. So don't be too attached. Think about it logically. Now, if you jerk off, then obviously you're not going to think about it logically, but you can still you can still kind of understand what's happened here. You need to break it down logically. Oh, you can't be like, oh, I've lost a kilo of weight. What am I going to do? No. Okay, I didn't eat too much yesterday. I did a lot of cardio, a lot of steps, and I just need to eat a little bit more today. Drink a lot of water to replenish that water weight that I've lost. And I'll be fine. I'll be completely fine. So, don't grow attachment to it. But furthermore, do you think that more cardio would equal more weight? More cardio equals more? No, obviously not. If you do more cardio, you're going to lose weight. That's like basic knowledge. Exactly. So why the fuck are you doing so much cardio? I used to do cardio every day. I'd have kickboxing, rugby, training on my own, and then football with the boys on a Friday. Every single day. So I had two kickboxing sessions a week, 2 rugby sessions, training on my own, and then training on my own 2 days, and then football with the boys. I'd have cardio every fucking day. No wonder I was losing weight, because I wasn't eating enough to balance that out, first of all, and I was doing way too much cardio. If you do cardio every day, then cut it down to once a week. If you're a boxer or you play football, then go to training once or twice a week. But don't do any more. If you have to play a game, then just do cardio once. Or wait until the off season and then do your bulk. But you have to think about it logically. So if you're doing cardio, you're not going to gain weight. If you do a walk every day for 40 minutes a day, do that once a week, do that 2 times a week. Cut it down. You don't need to do so much cardio. You're going to put on fat. You're going to get puffy. Boo fucking who. I've already made a video on this. So, except you're going to get fat a little bit. I'm putting on fat. I've got some love handles. Chicks don't really give a fuck. I'm not got much of a jawline anymore. It's kind of disintegrated. But it's still there. I still do some mental exercises. I still work on it. And from the front profile it looks fine, but from the side it's gone. So you have to accept that. You have to embrace that. And I have embraced that. So do less cardio and you'll be fucking sorted. If you track your calories, eat more, do less cardio, track your weight, do all this stuff, and maybe stop jerking off. I've already got hundreds of videos on that. If you do all that, you're gonna fucking gain weight. So if you enjoyed this, I don't really care. You can subscribe, but I honestly don't give a fuck. But if you want to see more videos on bulking, I suggest you do. Like the video, whatever. Come back, because I'm going to fucking teach you the real game of bulking as a teenager. Check out the course, as I said. If you want to get fucking big, if you want to learn all, and I mean all of my secrets, and not just my secrets, but professional power lifters, bodybuilders, loads of people I've learned from, go to the first link in the description. And just have a good day. And I'll see you again.